So I spoke to a US brand owner last week and he was struggling, trying to figure out, okay, why is this so difficult for me when other brands seem to have it easy? First and foremost, everything is chaos behind the scenes. I wouldn't be too afraid of that. But what we've seen with some of the best brands globally is they're not operationally perfect, but they have their fundamentals right that they don't have to be perfect all of the time. So firstly, they have a unified view of sales, marketing, but also their finance. They're not making decisions on a daily basis through purely ROAS or revenue and getting a shock to the system when they speak to the accountant in a couple of weeks' time and understand the implication of all those various costs. Next, they factor the cost of advertising into their cost of goods. Naturally, we've so many variable costs in e-commerce, but one of the most variable costs is your advertising spend. By using contribution margin as the North Star, which is gross profit after marketing costs, you can be safe in the knowledge that if that's growing, you have more profit left over at the end of the day, even if you're scaling your spend. They also focus on brand. As much as you might see on Twitter, we're not seeing accounts that are drop shipping mass market product and scaling their business profitably. It might look nice as an overarching revenue number, but most of the time, this isn't driving a profitable business. They also focus on brand. They build a unique, differentiated product that has an aesthetic and look and feel that stands out within a user's social feed. That's very different to maybe last couple of years of what you might see on Twitter with drop-shipped brands, mass-producing product with maybe high revenue numbers, but not profitability metrics to back it up. Next, they drive repeat orders within a reasonable period of time. They don't constantly have to go back to the well that is Google and Facebook to try to generate more and more sales, costing them additional funds every single time. And finally, maybe the most important, they have good underlying unit economics. With 60 or 70% margins, or maybe even more, they can afford not to be perfect and get really low costs on ads. Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, you're in a competitive marketplace bidding for eyeballs and bidding for attention of a specific group of people. If it's a case where you can capture attention with a more compelling offer, that's great. But if you can afford to spend more to acquire them and still be profitable, that's even better.